But what do you think are some myths as it relates to psychedelics specifically that you all can maybe dispel from that perspective?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Myths, just even recognizing that by doing or thinking about psychedelics, we're stepping into kind of the mythological realm in a way,
Mm,
you know,
hmm.
um, because we're loosening. What we're saying is that we're loosening our associations, right? And when we
Mm,
loosen our associations to the entirely rational, what we call myth is what's
yeah.
there,
Mm,
right? So, absolutely. When somebody goes into psychedelic medicine, the reason it is so important to be supported and
mm,
supported by somebody who knows the way, who knows the pitfalls, who knows what it's like to feel and be kind of out over our skis a little bit, you know?
mm,
Like
mm,
psychedelics are, it's like going to the edge of the world and somebody, you know, you're strapped into a harness and your friend is letting you look out the edge and see what else is there.
yeah.
And you can come back, you know.
Mm,
So a trusting anchor needs to be there, because the danger of psychedelics is also part of it, which is that we can go out on our own and we can get lost, right?
mm,
So some of the mythology can be, you know, aligned to ego inflation. You
oh,
know, we can go out there and feel like, oh, we felt everything, you know, the divinity and the beauty and the oneness. And then the story can turn inward into like, well, I'm, you know, there can be like an ego inflation, and
mm,
I'm going to heal people, and I, you know, so there's a natural, when we feel better, we
mm,
have energy, you know,
yeah.
and there's a
Yeah.
natural process which everybody who's felt, you know, gone through psychedelics for the first time will have kind of like an awakening process. And
Mm,
it's supporting somebody through the awakening process to realize what the pitfalls are, that you don't
mm,
stop there, you know. So one of
mm,
the myths is that you'll go through a psychedelic journey, it'll change everything, and then you'll get there and everything will be perfect and you'll never suffer again. And that's a huge
mm,
myth. You
mm,
know, that's not the purpose of it. The purpose of it is to allow you to break out of your own frameworks just enough to see that growth is possible,
wow.
you know. And that needs a guide, but there's a danger to that.